Pedestal and the Throne, written by Bailey Roker. In the quiet labyrinth of her heart, she carried the weight of a flaw dressed in virtue. Her world was painted in hues of selflessness, a masterpiece of endless time, boundless energy, and empathy spilled generously onto canvases that were often bare. Yet beneath the surface of her giving lay an ever-deepening tension, a battle between her ideals and the reality surrounding her. She had always believed people deserved more than they gave, a conviction that shaped her existence. She poured herself into their lives, a relentless tide of love and effort, hoping they would return the favor. But slowly, cracks began to appear in her philosophy. Moments of clarity struck her like shards of glass. She would see the overwhelm in their faces, the hesitation to climb the pedestal she offered, the shadows cast by the expectations she draped over them. Though rooted in care, her actions began to take a haunting duality. Was her devotion an act of selflessness, or did a hidden desperation drive her to hold on to connections she feared might slip away? The question gnawed at her, unsettling the foundation of her generosity. She was giving to be loved, giving to be indispensable, but what of those who couldn't return the same? Her acts were meant to be gifts, yet began to feel like demands masked in the glow of altruism. A relentless voice in her mind whispered doubts, sharper with each passing day. She had started to resent those who couldn't match her devotion, yet she saw herself reflected in their exhaustion. How often had she taken on tasks she wasn't meant to have, consequences she wasn't meant to bear? And now, she realized she was inflicting the same burden upon them, a cycle of unintentional harm. Her love became a chain, binding others to the roles they had never wanted. These realizations came to head when she met someone whose acts of kindness mirrored her own. For the first time, she was on the receiving end of endless giving, the expectations subtle yet weighty, the pedestal shadowed with invisible strings. She felt trapped, suffocated by the unrelenting tide of their devotion. It was a moment of painful clarity. Her actions, which she had thought had fostered closeness, had also brought isolation. In her desire to be needed, she alienated the people she loved most. The throne and sword became her symbol of self-awareness. She saw herself seated upon it, not as a ruler, but as an architect of her own internal conflict. Each act of selflessness sharpened the blade that hung above her head, a blade of disappointment and resentment. And each time she placed someone else on the throne, she realized they felt the same, an unwelcome monarch in a kingdom of burdens. As she waited for the sword to fall, she learned to look inward, to untangle her love from her expectations, to give freely without the strings she once wrapped so tightly around others, to climb down from the throne and dismantle the pedestal she had built, not out of malice, but out of misguided hope to be seen and loved. Her internal conflict was her labyrinth, but now she began to see the way out. Love need not be a weight. It could be a sanctuary she had always searched for, if only she stopped trying to carry it alone.